Looks like we're almost live.
We're almost live.
Alright, looks like we're live now. Alright, how's it going, everybody? Metal Monster here.
Blue Metal 21889.
And welcome to the Advanced Anime Livecast. I believe this is episode 46, or at least I hope so. Maybe it's 47.
It's 40-something, people.
I think it's 46. Unless I don't know how to count.
That would be unfortunate.
That would be.
To not know how to count.
Yeah.
That would be crippling.
Alright, so let's go with the member guessing game. So remember what the clue was?
No, I don't.
Found in the Omega ruins of Final Fantasy X. What do you think that is?
I'll
I'll give you a bigger hint. It's a popular boss character from the Final Fantasy series.
Kefka.
Yes. No.
Oh.
Kefka's not in 5 of 10. I don't think.
Oh, Sephiroth.
No, also not in Final Fantasy X.
I give up, Monster. Who is it?
Ultima Weapon.
Ultimate Weapon. Oh, of course I should have known. It was that one guy in that one game. In that one place.
Yeah.
Yep, Ultimate Weapon. He's a boss in the Omega Ruins. He also makes several other appearances in the Final Fantasy games, which is FF6 that I know of. That's probably more than that, though. But yep.
So remember, it was Ultima Weapon X.
Ultimate Weapon X. Yep.
Yep.
Anybody get it?
Suki actually guessed. Suki, I think, guessed like Lily Sphere or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I think isn't Lily Sphere one of the bosses from Final Fantasy IX? Though.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I never got all the way through the end of that game.
Yeah, I don't think. Because it sounds. Yeah. I don't think it's anywhere in 10 though.
Well, thank you very much for guessing anyway, though. I mean,
yep.
We always
appreciate it was a good try. It was definitely a good try, though.
Yeah, anyone giving it a try.
Yeah. All right. So let's go to the forums and see what's happening over there.
Let's see what's happening in the forums.
All right. So it looks like Elvin posted a new topic on favorite subjects.
Favorite subjects? Yeah, okay, I see that there. Yeah, it's a poll.
Yeah.
Is it about school subjects? I haven't gotten a look.
I think so.
As you can tell, I'm clearly on top of things.
Yeah, it was.
Math, English, history, art, music, drama, science, computers. Yeah.
What about computer science?
Wow, computer science. It's not real. But anyways. Yeah, I'd probably say computers is my favorite subject. Once I pull up my math. Yeah, that made me history a little bit.
I noticed that PE's not on here. Or recess, or lunch. Come on.
Who doesn't like lunch?
Lunch is the best subject ever.
Wait, there's two people who listed other, though. Yeah, there's two people who said other.
It could be lunch, or PE, or recess. Those were good subjects. You know, I went to private school once, for a little bit, and we had 3 recesses.
Wow.
Yeah. We had a morning recess, a lunch recess, and an afternoon recess.
Wow.
Yes.
You guys were spoiled.
That was legit. Every school should have 3 recesses. Because it like really helped break up the day, too. Because it's just like, oh yeah, afternoon recess. And then the day is almost over. Alright, what other new topic do we have? Sailor Moon Crystal got posted back up again. Finances was last week, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Boycotting Sailor Moon. Did we ever bring that up?
That was a new one for this week. Something like some kind of Tumblr campaign. I couldn't read it. I really tried. It was so long, and something about George Lucas wouldn't pull this kind of stuff. And I have no idea.
I'm very interested, though. I probably want to look at it later because I guess it's the new Sailor Moon series. And wow.
It's a wall of text. I tried reading it. It was too long, didn't read.
It's a broken up wall of text. It's a step up, but it's still a wall of text.
Yes.
Someone hit the enter key in between the wall of text.
Yeah. I tried reading it. I couldn't get past like the first 2 paragraphs.
We should make it some type of challenge to read that entire thing.
Yeah. But it seems like it's just regular Tumblr rant stuff going on there.
Oh wait, but it looks like a bunch of people actually did read the entire thing.
Yeah.
Or maybe they skimmed through it and cheated.
Possible. Or they looked at the talk title and just responded on that.
Well, just responded basically saying, I'm not boycotting Sailor Moon. Huh? I don't understand.
I guess so. And then they saw that it was a Tumblr post and went, Tumblr, lame.
That's funny. Finances.
Just the weird things that like get popular and recirculate around on like places like Tumblr and YouTube and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just kind of interesting.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any other new topics.
I think that might be it. Let me just check here.
It seemed like there was a whole lot of topics in general this week.
Yeah, that was. I think that was it.
Professional booth, Nuzlocke challenge. This has been a little while.
Yeah. Well, the last Nuzlocke challenge one. Oh wait, no, the last Nuzlocke challenge was I was working on that like last week.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't done a stream in a while. I need to get back into that.
Yeah, I still want to do a stream sometime soon. I know I say that just about almost every week on the podcast, but
Yeah. But I did play for a little bit, and I mentioned how I caught all the legendary birds, and now I'm heading towards the Elite Four.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm about to finish Fire Red, so I mean I'm gonna try to finish that this weekend.
Sounds pretty nice. I'm still stuck right about halfway through Pokemon Ruby. I'm thinking about maybe streaming another game sometime soon once I finish it, but
One of the problems and stuff like that is like with emulators, it's so nice to use the frame speed up because it makes everything so much faster and easier.
It does, especially playing through Pokemon. It's like, oh goodness, training so much dead time avoided.
I was like, what do I say? It's like I'm using Fire Spin now. Well, I will be using Fire Spin, but just an example, I'm just like using Fire Spin. It's super effective because it's a bug type person, and now he watches it get experience, and now he watches it faints, and now he watches the trainer says his little catchphrase. Let's reuse the catchphrase that they gave us.
Rattata, top sense.
Yeah.
Wow, imagine if you took off battle animation and then held down the space bar. It's like that would go really, really fast.
Yeah, but you wouldn't want to take, like, if you stream, you don't want to take off battle animations, you know? Because that makes the battles even more boring. It speeds them up a little bit, but it makes them even less interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's true. But I mean, for grounding purposes, I mean, it's like that's...
Yeah, definitely.
That's ideal. You're living the dream.
Yeah. Alright, so let's go ahead and check out what's new in the galleries.
Quasimodo! That's some other people. Oh, okay, I'm yawning right now.
Maids! They're just clapping and curtsying.
Everyone doing a curtsy, I guess, huh? I don't know way to do that. I thought they were supposed to clean my kitchen and be underpaid.
And Black Butler, they have superpowers or something.
Whoa! And they also the devil?
No, that's only the butler.
Oh, okay. Growing a cat too.
So the other day, we were at like a party and stuff like that with friends, and they totally spoiled the 4th season of Game of Thrones.
Oh, really?
To me and Becca Draws.
Wow.
And just like, come on, you guys are nerdy too and stuff like that. You know better than spoilers. You know, at least put a tag in on that so we can block our ears, you know?
There was a girl at the place that I work at who was trying to spoil season 3 for me. I was like, I don't watch Game of Thrones. But then she insisted on trying to spoil it for me, even if she couldn't spoil it for me because I don't watch it. And I was just like, okay, whatever. Not that I have anything against Game of Thrones, except for nudity and violence. But, yeah. I haven't really watched much of that.
I'm sure, like, if you watched or analyzed, you know, the popular shows like Supernatural, Breaking Bad, and Game of Thrones, you probably could find some kind of connection that goes, oh, that's what people want to watch.
It seems like they have a pretty popular following.
Yeah. Cardcaptor Sakura. Or Sakura. It's Sakura, right? But they call her Sakura in the English.
Yeah, I think that was just a bad pronunciation, I think.
Because Sakura is cherry blossoms, right?
Yeah. I'm pretty certain. 99.999999999% certain. Wall of text. I mean... That might be Lord Eisen, I think. Oh, yeah?
I think so.
Tell Lord Eisen about the podcast?
Yes.
You told Lord Eisen about the podcast.
Yep.
Lord Eisen knows about the podcast. Hi, Lord Eisen.
Yeah.
That would be so embarrassing if it turned out it wasn't Lord Eisen just now.
I can't think of... I mean, yeah. I mean, that would be.
Is that a girl with eyes on her hat?
I think so.
She has eyes on her hat.
You know, someday I will find out about like the story about this. All I know is it's a bullet hell and it's supposed to be really tough. So maybe one day I'll find out like what all the like little girls are about or whatever. You know, Why are these characters like that? Schoolgirl with cat ears. And a tail.
Yay! Cardcaptors.
A lot of those. Wait, did Annie Robot and Quasimodo like team up to just put up a whole bunch of card captor pictures?
Could be.
Yes, they did. They did. They totally did.
Well,
They're in cahoots.
teamwork. Wombo combo.
That ain't Falco.
Oh, oh. She's pretty musty. Oh.
Wait, is this Little Mermaid?
Where is this? What the? It looks like. Oh, it looks like Shinji Ikari.
Exactly. I was thinking the exact same thing. I was like, whoa, wait.
Does anyone comment on that? I've been wondering whether or not anyone knows where this came from, or if anyone else noticed that.
Well, Elvin asked where it's from.
Seriously, Elvin, anybody watching this right now, does this not look like Shinji Ikari trying to make out with Ariel from Little Mermaid?
It totally does.
It totally does. Oh my goodness.
Oh my.
Maybe she's finally killing Shinji for us. Who knows?
This is really well done, though.
Very beautifully.
Schoolgirl dropping all her stuff. Within their Toho character.
Got a little question mark next to her head. Wonder if she's looking for something?
This is the part where she shoots lasers everywhere!
Yeah, bullet hell!
Dodge them!
Ah,
There's too many.
Back and forth.
It's interesting how, like, really difficult games have such a huge cult following, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I remember there was that Penguin game or whatever.
Yeah, pretty.
Yeah. And that was supposedly, like, really tough and stuff like that, and it got quite a following. And Dark Souls has quite a following for being a difficult game, and people like Bullet Hells.
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting.
This looks like, what's his face? Uh-oh, this girl is embarrassed for some reason. Was she caught doing something?
Sleeping probably during school. Or studying. Sleeping while studying. That looks like the Mad Hatter in female form. I guess not.
Johnny Depp? From practice courses.
I mean, it's well done and stuff like that.
Very nice. So,
Yeah.
oh.
Well, I wonder why it's sideways. I mean, yeah, I wonder why it's sideways.
Maybe just put the camera better?
Well, I can see that. Yeah, that's probably true. You'd think you just kind of rotate it and then it would be straight up. But you might stress the picture, yeah. Or something. I don't know how picture stuff works.
Oh, no, either. Okay, well, it looks like we've gone through quite a number of pictures already, so maybe we should start talking about this week's podcast topic. Don't know if we quite have it up yet or not, but...
Yeah. Oh. I posted, but I don't think I posted with it. Oh, I fail. There's even a little guide on how to do the next post, too. I totally messed up.
What?
I didn't update the topic or anything like that.
Oh, that's fine. I'll get to it afterward. But anyways, they don't need to know that. This week's topic, we're going to be talking about a top 10. We're going to do a top 10 countdown of top 10 strongest DBZ characters.
I think DBZ is a good one to start out with and stuff like that because the progression of the story itself is fairly linear. You know, You know, we start out with small bad guy, bigger bad guy, bigger bad guy, bigger bad guy until the end of the series.
Yep, true that.
Whereas other series like Bleach and Naruto and stuff like that, they're a bit all over the place.
There are tons of characters to consider in it, and yeah,
and their power levels
can be very ambiguous.
Yeah, because it's just like if you think about Bleach and stuff like that, it's just like, well, how do the Quincy stack up against the Arrancar or against Shinigami? Well, it's like you don't really know.
True.
So those probably would be a lot more difficult to do a top 10 on. So it's good that we're doing DBZ, which I think is a little bit more straightforward.
Something simple to start with. I think hopefully you guys will enjoy. For the purposes of this, we considered characters with multiple forms to be separate characters because, first, in certain situations, different form for a character can mean a huge increase or decrease in power. So,
and a huge change in their personality traits too.
Yeah, that's also true. So we're considering multiple forms for characters to be separate characters. So some characters will appear more than once because of their different forms. Also, we pretty much considered everything up through DBZ. So this is everything pretty much up through the Majin Buu arc we're considering. We're not counting movies, even though some people consider them canon, and we're not counting anything from Dragon Ball GT.
If we consider movies, then I guess the best characters would be Ben, then followed by like Super God Goku or something.
Yeah, sure, Broly would probably be in there somewhere too, right?
Yeah, probably.
Sorry, Broly's not making this list, even though his power is maximum.
Oh, no, it turns out. Okay, so Tony the Ninja is not Lord Aizen. I knew. Oh man.
See, I totally called it. I just like
you did.
I
You were
reverse
right.
jinxed myself or something like that.
You called it.
Okay, but yeah, hey Lord Aizen, how are you? Thank you for seeing the podcast. We're going to talk about awesome stuff.
All right, so
What format do we want to do this about? Do we just want to talk about like your top 10 list, or?
well, let's start with honorable mentions. Pick on. It's like you don't really know how like powerful he really is. He fights Super Saiyan 1 Goku at the end of the Cell Saga. So, I mean, he seems like he's pretty powerful, but I don't think he quite makes the top 10 list.
He did seem like a very powerful character. It's kind of funny until you even like brought up your list. I didn't remember him at all. But it's like when I thought back, it was like, oh, that's right, we did have that tournament, and Python did seem like a fairly formidable character in that tournament. So yeah. He's definitely worth mentioning, and I'm glad you brought it back up.
Yeah, another honorable mention,
Deborah, yeah, he's a character from the Majin Buu arc. Trying to think, what characters does he defeat?
I don't think he beats anybody. He fights Gohan, I think.
He fights against Gohan?
Yeah.
Do you remember how that fight turned out? I'm trying to remember much of Deborah because like he isn't in the foreground. Like he's there, but it's like he doesn't fight a whole lot, does he?
No, he seems like he's just more of like Babbidi's right hand man kind of thing. Yeah. But I mean, on his fight with Gohan and stuff like that, he shows himself fairly capable, you know.
Yeah, I think that's definitely worth honorably mentioning too. There.
Yeah.
And
then last honorable mention, Piccolo.
Piccolo, he makes a power leap during the Frieza saga. Manages to go on par with his first transformation. He also makes another power leap by fusing with Kami during the Cell saga. Manages to go toe to toe with.
Yeah, Cell, first form Cell and with Android
17.
17.
Yeah, he fights against Android 17 too.
Yeah.
So Piccolo is probably.
I'm sure after his hyperbolic time chamber and stuff like that, he's certainly up there, you know, with the other characters still.
Yeah, that's true. But out of like all the non-Saiyan characters, Piccolo seems to be the one who stays most relevant.
Yeah.
At the very least, it's kind of sad that even he kind of falls by the wayside eventually. But
yeah,
he's definitely the strongest Namekian, no doubt.
Yeah, definitely.
Do we have another honorable mention?
I think so. I think our last honorable mention is Trunks.
Trunks, yes, he has a sword, and he comes from the future.
I remember actually reading a topic and stuff like that. People were actually disappointed with like how small his actual role is. Like he doesn't get a whole lot of fights, and when he does fight, he doesn't really do well. So like he shows up, he decimates Cell, you know, and Cell's dad, King Cold. But then afterwards and stuff like that, you know, he struggles with the androids, he struggles with Cell, he struggles with the Cell Juniors. Eventually he dies, and then, you know, goes back to his own time and beats everybody who's still weak.
Yeah, I think at one point he fights against perfect form Cell. And he manages to fight him for a while, but eventually it becomes very evident that he has the upper hand, and that even though he managed to surpass Vegeta, he's still not near Cell's level.
Yeah.
But yeah, now you mentioned that he does seem like a kind of disappointing character, but he seems like he had a lot of potential. So I think that's it for the honorable mentions. So,
all right. So I think we agreed on who number 10 was.
Yeah, we actually agreed on quite a few, especially at the bottom there.
All right. So number 10 Cell.
Yeah. So, perfect form Cell. Yeah, he's the ending villain pretty much of the Cell Saga. Heck, the Cell Saga is named after him.
Yeah.
Pretty much the reason we had to put him at number 10 is just because, as we said, this is a linear progression, and so the majority of the characters are going to be in the top 10 are pretty much going to come from Majin Buu Saga.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but Cell is definitely a very formidable villain. He takes a Super Saiyan 2 Gohan to be defeated. So, very formidable, and that's why he makes number 10 is pretty much one of the only characters.
Well, I guess you could probably debate that Daburo might be more powerful than him. Because Daburo fights the Super Saiyans to Gohan as well.
Well, it's a linear list, but I think in all honesty, there could probably be several kinds of research or data and stuff probably taken on this. Yeah. It seems like it would be a good kind of game theory video, huh?
Yeah. I don't know. I'd probably give it out to Cell still, you know?
Mm-hmm.
He just, because he comes back even stronger and stuff like that, and it seems like he's quite on par with Gohan himself at Super Saiyan level 2.
Yeah, this guy just doesn't die. Yeah. Even after he gets Android 18 removed from his stomach, he just blows up and he comes back in perfect form again. Oh, yeah. All right.
So who do you have for number 9? I think we might have agreed on this one as well.
Yeah, I think so. The first few we agreed on. Number 9 we put as Vegeta.
Vegeta. So Vegeta gets beat by Cell, but 7 years go by before the Majin Buu series even starts. So I want to definitely say that Vegeta doesn't rest, with his training. So he clearly makes it to Super Saiyan level 2 himself. And I would say that he probably made sure that he was more powerful than Cell and tried very hard to, catch up with Gohan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Vegeta, he claims so often he's the Prince of all Saiyans, and he likes to be the strongest. He doesn't like the idea of commoners being more powerful than him. So he's very tenacious, and he tries really hard to train. But it's just he especially in Dragon Ball GT. I think it's like he almost gets on par with Goku pretty much. But in the end, it seems like he's one of the Saiyan characters who kind of falls by the wayside eventually.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. He just I think this is really the story of the series for him. Really, is just always lagging behind, always someone that he doesn't like being stronger than him.
That's very true.
Yeah.
So that's why he makes number 9 still a very formidable character.
And you can contribute, Lord Eisen. We would appreciate that. What are your thoughts? You think Daburo's stronger than Cell? I don't think Lord Eisen thinks Daburo's stronger than Cell. I think Lord Eisen likes Cell.
I think Hercule could take Daburo any day.
Whoa. No spoilers. Alright, so who do you have after Vegeta?
I put my number 8 in as Majin Buu.
I think that's who I have to. Yep, Majin Buu! Fat Buu, go!
Yay, Fat Buu! I'm trying to think, what characters does he beat? He's the first. He's the
beats everybody pretty much.
Yeah,
he kills Daburo in one hit. He beats up Gohan, and then fights Vegeta and beats Vegeta, or Vegeta resorts to blowing himself up, which doesn't work. He then fights Super Saiyan 3 Goku. He fights non-Super Saiyan Gotenks. So he's got quite a record,
Yeah, so he seems pretty powerful when he first comes out. He's a real big, fat, jolly guy, though, and it seems like there's lots of other characters who can still beat him.
Lord Eisen thinks Cell would beat Vegeta through regeneration. I mean, it'd be an interesting fight, definitely. I don't know. I'd still give it to Vegeta, though. I think after the time period and stuff like that, Vegeta would eventually surpass him.
Mm-hmm.
Even if Cell didn't get, destroyed. Yes, Cell did kill Vegeta. That is true. But I think over the time period and stuff like that, of training and stuff, Vegeta does eventually surpass Cell and become quite powerful.
I think that's true, too.
Alright. Any other comments about Majin Buu, besides his impressive record of beating pretty much everybody? Or fighting most of the people? I mean, wow, I'm actually really impressed by how many people he actually fights. He does spend a lot of time destroying the world, though, and turning people to candy and eating them.
Yeah. It's pretty broken power when just turn people into candy at random.
Oh, Buu killed Vegeta? Yeah, Buu killed Vegeta.
Yeah. Pretty nice.
Oh, wait, Cell didn't kill Vegeta. He decimated Vegeta, though. He gets saved by Gohan, and then apologized to Gohan. I remember that. It was kind of like a touching scene. It's just like, oh my goodness, Vegeta like no longer on his high horse. Like he understands that he needs help. And he's actually upset about something. He cares about people, and he's actually legitimately upset. That was
It's an interesting explanation of his character, I think.
Yeah. Okay, so Lord Aizen is saying that Vegeta does pass Cell, but definitely gets killed by Boo. Never was a fan of Fat Boo. Super Boo was cool, but the kid in the fat forms were meh. Oh, I liked Fat Boo. I liked Fat Boo. Poor Fat Boo. Alright, so who do we got next?
I listed my number 7 as Vegito. Because he's the first fusion I think we see between Goku and Vegeta, and I think he makes it probably the Super Saiyan 2.
Possibly. I think so. I think there were lightning bolts. I have mine as Gotenks. I just think Vegito is much higher up on the list as far as powers go.
Yeah, Gotenks is the fusion of
Goten
and
Trunks,
and Trunks, and he fights Super Buu for
a really long time.
Oh yeah, I remember the scene where they get in the hyperbolic time chamber and they destroy the door and they have to scream their way out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty ridiculous.
Yep. So yeah, he fights Super Buu for a really long time. Vegeta was pretty OP. So that's why I say Gotenks there and stuff like that. He definitely stronger than Fat Buu, and he takes on Super Buu for a really long time, despite the limitations of the fact that he can only be in that form for 30 minutes. All right, we ready for the next one?
Pretty powerful character. Yep. I listed my number 6 as Gogeta, the other fusion of Goku and Vegeta.
Is Gogeta even in this series? DBZ? I thought, or did he not show up till GT? I mean, theoretically, he's definitely would be available in DBZ, and probably would be more powerful than. Or wait, did the Kai say anything about fusion? I almost feel like the Kai mentioned that his fusion was better than normal fusion. I'm not sure.
They have the earring fusion. I think the earring fusion is supposedly supposed to be a permanent fusion as opposed to the fusion dance, which only lasts for 30 minutes.
Right. So I wonder which one. Maybe Gogeta is more powerful than Vegito.
So I remember Vegeta had a big qualm with fusing with Goku just because of the fact that he'd be stuck with him forever. But then for some reason, whenever they end up inside of Majin Buu's stomach, they get split up again.
Oh, okay. So Lord Aizen is saying that Gogeta is actually in one of the films, Fusion Reborn. I do remember seeing that one. That's one where they fight that weird pixelated dude.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so he's in that one, which I guess, Vegeta's believed to be stronger. Okay, so I'm glad you confirmed that and stuff like that. I wasn't really sure. I thought maybe the Kai said something about like fusion and stuff like that when he was presenting the earrings. But I can't remember if he said which one was more powerful. But yeah, I think Lord Aizen's right on this one, though. I think they said that Vegeta was stronger and that Gogeta was in the movies. But we're not counting the GT stuff. GT's like really ridiculous. And we're kind of limiting the amount of movies and stuff like that, because then we'd have, Ben and Super God, Goku, or whatever. Janemba, or how do I pronounce that? Janemba. It looks like Janemba. Janemba was his name, yeah. I think I saw all of Fusion Reborn, I think. Can't really remember too much of it except for him and the screaming or whatever doing something to some kind of like jelly bean world or something.
Interesting. I don't think I've ever seen the movie myself, so...
Yeah, there's a lot of movies, that's for sure.
We should probably just continue with your list. I can probably mention mine later on, but... Yeah, let's continue with that. So you're number 5 here, Liz?
I think so. Oh, I didn't get to talk about Super Saiyan 3 Goku. So, I don't know. I feel that's probably a good debate and stuff like that, whether Gotenks and Goku is stronger. Because you mentioned Gotenks is the fusion of two Saiyans, they're young, though. But there are two Saiyans come together to become more powerful. So I could see that, and I spoiled it. Slight spoiler for the next one afterwards, but so I could definitely see there being a good argument there, and I think the one afterwards could be a good argument too. But I think because of experience and because it's Goku, Goku is stronger than Gotenks. I think
it would be Goku introduces the fact that he's Super Saiyan 3 pretty early on into the Majin Buu saga, right?
Yeah, definitely. So he definitely takes on Kid Buu, and it looks like he's really beating Kid Buu. And I think Kid Buu goes, "You are so strong," or something like that. And Goku's like, "Thanks, you are too." And he then takes on Super Buu for a little bit before Super Buu absorbs Gohan, and he does fight Kid Buu, and eventually does beat Kid Buu. So definitely impressive record. Goku, he beats Frieza, he beats. He doesn't really beat Vegeta. He beats Raikou. He beats the Ginyu Force pretty much. He's got a very long and very notable track record of a lot of fights that he's won over time. A lot of different techniques that are pretty good, pretty powerful. Instant transmission, solar flare, spirit bomb, Kamehameha wave. So
he has quite an impressive arsenal and a really impressive win record. He's he's Earth's hero, and he's pretty much always in the foreground.
Yeah,
you make a joke that
DBZ is his series. Yeah,
it's his series. Yeah, exactly. You can't beat this guy without Goku.
Yeah,
he's the star player. He's the quarterback. He's Brett Favre. He's James.
Yeah. Lord Aizen makes the point that he gives it to Goku as well because he thinks the time limit thing hurts Gotenks. Because you think about it, they unfuse and
It's true. It makes you wonder that if they used the fusion earrings, whether or not they would be more powerful or not, or if the
probably
would change.
Yeah. What would it be? Trunten maybe? Trunten?
Yeah, that's another thing I can think of too. Trunten or something.
All right, so the next one I have, this one will probably get to a lot of people.
4, I guess, or
yeah, I think so. Yeah, number 4. Mystic Gohan. This is a huge debate going on whether Mystic Gohan's actually stronger than Goku. Alright, so my evidence for this is simply put that when they start the tournament in the Buu Saga, the Kai says, or Vegeta makes the statement, "Oh man, Goku, your son's gotten lax in this time of peace." Because, Gohan's powering up to show off his power and stuff like that. And Vegeta kind of scoffs, "Oh, he hasn't been really working hard over this time of peace, he's been too busy studying or whatever." But then the Kai mentions, it's like, but he's still the strongest fighter here. Now, the Kais are, they're really intelligent. They know about his hidden power. They know about all that. So I lead to believe that the Kai actually knows the potential of all the characters there, has a good idea. So he knows about Goku being Super Saiyan 3. He knows about Vegeta being Super Saiyan 2. But he still makes the statement, or is it a she? I think it's a he, though. He still makes the statement that Gohan's the strongest one there. And when they go to the planet or whatever, and they're working on unlocking his hidden power and training him with the Buu sword or whatever, they put a lot of faith in Gohan. If they thought that Goku Super Saiyan 3 could do it, why would they spend so much effort, building up Gohan?
That is very true.
So that's my argument. He does take on Super Buu. He decimates Super Buu until Super Buu starts eating people. So that's my reason. Gohan is stronger than Goku Super Saiyan 3. Alright. So it's like the top is really close, I think. You can make a good argument to say that, Goku Super Saiyan 3, he's the one who decisively wins it all and stuff like that. You can make that argument that he's more stronger than possibly the next two.
It'd be interesting to pretty much almost review the whole end of the Majin Buu saga and see what exactly happened, Yeah.
So the next one I have, Kid Buu. Alright. So again, another debate one and stuff like that.
Yeah, as we mentioned, multiple forms. So this is another form of Majin Buu.
Right, and the reason I do this stuff like that is because the Boos all have completely different personalities. Whereas Super Buu is kind of intelligent, in a way. Kid Buu is really, he's childish, he's arrogant, he's really sadistic in a way, you know? So he's really different than Fat Buu, who's jolly, and pretty different than Super Buu, which is a little bit more calm and collected for a bit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I think Kid Buu is weaker than Super Buu. That's why I'm gonna put that out there, because you know Gohan and Goku and Gotenks all have so all of them really had Goku Super Saiyan 3, Gotenks, or well really Goku Super Saiyan 3 is the only one that Goku Super Saiyan 3 had some trouble fading and stuff like that. So that's why I put him above Goku Super Saiyan 2. It took Vegeta stalling for time. It took Hercule. It took, I think, even Fat Buu stalling for time in order for them to eventually beat Kid Buu. But I'm under the opinion that he is weaker than Super Buu. That, Super Buu was stronger, but then went into this form. This form's deadlier than Super Buu because it's like crazy,
Mm-hmm.
destroy everything, anger and everything. But I don't think he's quite as powerful. Lord Eisen agrees with me. Yeah. Validation. Alright, so then we're at number 2, Super Buu. If you consider Super Buu as the combination of all the people he absorbs, no contest whatsoever. He's far more powerful than everybody else. He absorbs Mystic Gohan. He absorbs Gotenks, which eventually they defuse, so he loses that. He absorbs Piccolo, so he's got quite an arsenal of powers there. But even without them, he takes on Gotenks, no problem. He takes on Super Saiyan 3 Goku, no problem. The only person he really has trouble with is Mystic Gohan. And, I mean, it's debatable whether, Mystic Gohan, the fight goes on and stuff like that. Obviously, he uses the tactic to absorb people, and that because he has that option to turn people to candy, to absorb them, it just makes it hard for a Z-Fighter one-on-one to take him, unless you're vastly stronger than him.
Yeah, that's a very annoying power, being able to turn people into candy.
And absorb them, yeah. Because it's just like, essentially, he's losing to Gohan, and then he absorbs, Gotenks. And boom, he's now definitely stronger than Gohan.
Yeah, he's an extremely formidable character, and feels like, yeah, as you mentioned, no one can really stand up to him, except for Mystic Gohan, who made it pretty high up in the list himself, so.
Yeah. Alright. You ready? Number 1.
Number 1.
Can we do the
powerful, most formidable, awesome DBZ character?
Is Mr. Hercule!
Yeah!
Mr. Hercule. And why is he number 1? Alright, so it's pretty simple. He beat Cell on his own. He pulled 18 buses. I think, was it 18? He punched a hole through said bus. He won the world tournament against all these characters. He beat Gohan in the tournament. He placed higher than all of them. He was number 1 at the tournament. He beat Cell. He's Mr. Hercule. He's Earth, yeah, exactly.
Earth Savior.
He's Earth's champion. Number 1 is Hercule. No, I'm just kidding. Everybody knows it's a joke, though. Number 1, Vegito. Vegito cleans up Super Buu. Like, Super Buu gets frustrated to the point where it's just like, I'm destroying the universe, He's like, I can't. He tries turning him into candy, and the candy fights back strong enough to beat him.
That is pretty awesome, just because no other character that Majin Buu turns into candy is able to do anything. They're pretty much helpless, really. They're pretty much dead, done for once he turns them into candy. It's just like, no, it's just like, he goes to swallow him, and it's just like, they even named the episode after it, The Amazing Fighting Candy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Vegito is just crazy. And if you think about it, he's Super Saiyan 1 or 2. I can't really remember whether he has lightning or not, but it's just like, since he's a fusion of Vegeta and Goku, there's no doubt in my mind that he had access to higher levels of Super Saiyan form, if need be.
That's true. It seems like the way fusion works is pretty ambiguous, other than you get some huge power increase.
Yeah, he was stronger. Lord Eisen says he was stronger than Super Buu before even going Super Saiyan. And that's probably true. I remember he went Super Saiyan just to really block an attack. Because I remember it was like a giant energy ball and stuff like that, and he was pushed back, and then all of a sudden he goes Super Saiyan, he pushes it and then kicks it in the air, and moves all flipping out and stuff like that. Yeah, Vegeta was just. I think, I almost feel like that's where the series really should have ended. Not with the whole,
It was 3 Goku versus Kid Buu.
Yeah, not with the whole Kid Buu and the Spirit. Well, I mean, I guess I like the Spirit Bomb eventually actually working, but I really just think like had Vegeta won, it would have been. Oh, he does not go Super Saiyan for a while. Yeah. I think in the show he doesn't go Super Saiyan for a while until that blast, but maybe in the manga it goes longer than that. But yeah, he's just all kinds of powerful. I don't know. Yeah, definitely Vegito for the strongest character. I really feel like I wonder why like Akira Toriyama decided to stick with Goku as the main character. Because like the Cell Saga really seemed to build up the fact that this was like a passing of the torch. Because like they had all those episodes with Goku and Gohan training and stuff like that, and you really see Gohan starting to take responsibility and coming into his own, and then he fights Cell and he's the one who beats Cell, and Goku even admits that he's gonna take a back seat, he's gonna stay dead for a while. So it's kind of weird to see it go right back to Goku again, and then Gohan really he kind of becomes marginalized like a lot of the other characters as well.
Yeah.
So it's kind of sad.
Too, especially when you get to Dragon Ball GT, it's pretty much he's settled into being pretty much a middle-aged husband, really.
Yeah. So yeah, the GT and stuff like that, man. I don't know where I would place like Super 8 or Super 17 and Baby and
Broly,
SS4,
and Cooler.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, if you add in the movies and GT and stuff like that, it does get a lot more complicated.
Yeah, especially this. I don't know. I feel like power levels all over the place. That would be a much more interesting top 10 though, wouldn't it?
I think so. Yeah, but it would definitely be a lot harder, and I don't think I've really seen quite all of GT or all the movies. There's a lot of them, and I don't really know where to get them. I mean, I know you can get movie sets at like Suncoast and stuff like that, but I feel like there are a number that we haven't quite gotten yet, or I'm not sure where to get. Maybe Amazon has them. Amazon probably has them. Yeah. YouTube has them all. Well, I kind of want to. I have like a handful of seasons, so I would actually. DBZ is one of the series that I really would like to actually, own and collect. Yeah, it's a good series to go back and watch every now and then and stuff like that. It's really good and it's worth owning, I think. So
it sure has a ridiculousness.
Yeah. So yeah. Oh, I don't think I came up with. Did I come up with a member guessing game for this week? Oh, I did. I did come up with a member guessing game for this week.
Member guessing game.
Lord Eisen wants to know what's our favorite fight in the show. So you go ahead. I'm sure everybody knows what mine is.
Favorite fight in the show. I think the first one that really comes to mind is Gohan versus Cell.
Same here, Gohan versus Cell. I mean, I will give it up though. Goku versus Frieza is a pretty intense fight. It's really long though and kind of drawn out.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think that's like the one thing that kind of hurts it.
I did think the scene was really epic when he goes Super Saiyan for the first time. It's like a giant storm building inside of him and everything.
Yeah.
Seeing this huge catastrophe happen.
But I'm definitely gonna give it to Gohan versus Cell. That was pretty amazing. It's just like it's kind of drawn out in the fact that like Cell decides that he's gonna force the power out of Gohan because he wants to really test himself. Because villains are dumb. So Gohan goes Super Saiyan. Raccoon versus Vegeta. That's an interesting fight. Yeah.
Interesting scene.
But
Android 16, the most human, gentle robot android, pretty much is trying to give Gohan this life advice and everything.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder where he learned that being by Dr. Gero.
Yeah, because up until that point and stuff like that, his whole life was, yes, kill Goku.
Kill Son Goku. Are you Son Goku?
Lord Eisen says he likes battles that were more even. But he just said his favorite battle was Raccoon versus Vegeta. and I'm pretty sure that was a stomping.
I mean, think about it. I think it's a lot of fights.
A lot of fights are stompings, yeah, if you think about it. Yeah.
Yeah, Nappa stomps everyone pretty much, really.
Yeah.
It's like they're all hanging on by fighting together. But
And
Raccoon, it's mostly one side. It's like
Vegeta gets a good like initial attack and stuff like that, but then it's like Raccoon just like shrugs it off.
Yeah, it almost seems like it's evenly matched, but it's just the actuality. It just seems like Vegeta's going all out to try and end the battle as quickly as possible, and what ends up happening is Raccoon endures it all, and he has nothing left to fight back with because he's exhausted.
Yeah.
And the fight pretty much is.
But he knows that like if the fight was just straight up and stuff like that, Raccoon was stronger than him. So I'm trying to think like what was a really good close fight. I mean, yeah, the Kamehameha battle, Cell versus Gohan was pretty close.
I'm trying to think of how Vegeta and Goku would have ended if it weren't for the fact of turning into monkeys at the end and just screwing everything up,
Yeah.
I mean, the fight first starts going
Well,
down.
it seems like Goku's weaker than Vegeta for quite a bit, and the only thing that's keeping him in the fight closely is the Kaioken technique.
That's true.
17 versus Piccolo, yeah. So that's a perfect example of a fight that's dead even.
Oh, Piccolo versus 17?
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah,
that
was a very even fight.
The narrator even mentions it and stuff like that.
The only reason I think supposedly Piccolo would have eventually lost is because supposedly the androids never run out of energy.
Yeah.
And therefore Piccolo would have eventually worn out.
Yeah, because they even mention that too and stuff like that. It's just like, you'll tire out eventually, and Piccolo says you'll make a mistake, and it's just like, we're androids, not gonna make that either. So yeah, that was a really close fight, but yeah, you're probably right. Piccolo eventually probably would have lost.
Yeah, but it's still a very even fight.
Yeah, definitely. Probably one of the closest fights in the whole series. Alright, so let's go ahead and wrap this up. Let's go ahead with the member guessing game. So can you see that member guessing game clue for this week?
Yep, this week's member guessing game clue. A miniature is the judge. I repeat, a miniature is the judge. So, yeah, we're going to make sure we put that clue up in this week's podcast thread when we put the podcast thread up. I think it might also be a cool idea to include this top 10 here on the podcast topic too, right?
Yeah, we'll definitely make a podcast topic for this one and let people discuss and debate. Because I know, like, a lot of people really... I've seen some pretty good debates about Super Buu versus Kid Buu, which one was stronger and stuff like that. A lot of people, I think one of the main stems of the debate and stuff like that is just like, how can your final boss not be the strongest character in the series,
Right.
So that doesn't make sense. And then the whole, Mystic Gohan versus Super Saiyan 3 Gohan. Because obviously, Super Saiyan 3 Gohan makes it much farther than... Super Saiyan 3 Goku makes it farther than Gohan does.
Right.
Alright. So... hopefully everybody enjoys that. That's one of Suki's recommendations is that we start doing like top 10 lists or animes and stuff like that. So I thought it would be a good idea to actually try it, And DBZ is definitely a series that we've both seen pretty extensively where we have a good knowledge to discuss on it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this one really worked out. I'm really actually excited about this episode.
Yeah, I think this went really well too.
Yeah. So let's go back to the anime instead of looking at a picture of Vegeta. Vegito. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Alright, so thanks everybody for watching. And we will see you all next week. I'm Metal Monster.
I'm Full Metal.
Alright, take care. Have a good week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.